Hi everyone, Ryan from Grays, and we're back at Norwell Motorplex again today, and we're looking at two special cars, the very first Group A Commodore ever built by Holden, and the very last. Now the first one was the 1985 VK Group A. These were built by Peter Brock and HDT Special Vehicles, finished in Formula Blue. The very last were the HSV VN Group A, built by Holden Special Vehicles, finished in Durriff Red. So two very different cars, but were both homologation specials. And let's just look at the difference between the two cars, starting with the VK. Now the directional wheels on the VK Group A were styled off the American Corvette wheel. Now the standard SS came with a 15-inch wheel. The Group 3 and the Group A came with this 16-inch aero wheel. You also could get a cover that covered up the wheel nuts. Now they're always designed to drag as much air in over the brakes to keep the brakes cool. Whereas you look at the VN Group A, they went 17-inch wheels, but again, you can see the design of the wheel is to drag as much cold air in over the front brakes, because you've got to remember both these cars were homologated for racing, so cooling brakes was a major part of that development. And when you take a look at the back of the VK Group A, one of the main componentries they homologated was the rear spoiler for downforce. Now that was still an option on the road car, you had to tick the box. Most people did get the rear spoiler as an option. No side skirts on the VK Group A, but on the front, they had the front spoiler, which is a little bit different to the VK Group 3 spoiler. This one was more aggressive at the front. And of course your VK Group A grille, the first of the Group 3 grills were a flat grille, whereas this one's more pronounced. So that was your VK Group A bodywork. But with the VN Group A, you can see the rear spoiler was a lot more aggressive, it was a lot taller, and it came right to the end of the roof pillar here. Then when you start looking at the side skirts, you had a piece on the door here, and they're properly aerodynamically designed. All the way along the front, another piece here. Then the VN Group A front spoiler, plenty of ducting there, here and there, and also they changed the grille. They also ran a bonnet scoop on these because of the twin throttle body injection. They need a little bit more space there. So big difference in between the two cars and the generations and the body kit. So VK Group A, pretty basic, a 4.9 litre V8 engine, carburetted, air cleaner, cold air intake system. That was homologated on the VK Group A. Looking at the VN Group A, it's totally different. Twin throttle body fuel injection, massive big airbox at the front, but again, the snorkel going down the front to suck as much cold air into the engine as possible. And there's your cutout as well that came with the VN Group A's. I think now what we should do is just jump in the cars, take them for a drive and just compare the difference. We're just going to compare the two cars from the very first Group A to the very last Group A. As we said earlier, you know, you're talking about 4-speed gearbox to 6-speed. You're talking about carbureted engine to fuel injection, and plus all the advancements in suspension, brake size, all that sort of stuff, all adds up. And we're lucky enough to be able to use Norwell Motorplex, and what a fantastic facility this place is. They do the best V8 supercar drive experiences. They have great corporate days, so if you're ever thinking about doing something, it's well worth popping in and having a look at this place. It's amazing. It's probably one of the best facilities in Australia. So anyway, the Group A 4-speed gearbox, 16-inch wheels, brakes are a lot smaller than what they are on the VN Group A, and a carburetted 4.9 litre. Now they went from 5 litre to 4.9 for Group A regulations, but the Group A engine had different camshaft, bigger heads, roller rockers, different cranking rods. And for a car back in the day, they were certainly a great car, and as we all know, they've become very, very collectible. But performance-wise, compared to a standard 5 litre, they were chalk and cheese. Like they, plenty of grunt, and just a nice car to drive. You could option later in the day, you could option a 5-speed box in the very last run of the VKs, which certainly made a big difference. But the 4-speed, it was still a good durable box, and it certainly was in all the standard SSs, directors and all that sort of stuff. But you know, for a car of this age, they do turn in nicely. Plenty of power. The steering's not vague, it's nice and correct and direct. And just a fantastic car. And now we'll pull up and we'll jump in the VN Group A and take it for a drive. Okay, we've just jumped into the VN Group A, and the first thing you actually really notice about the car is that they're so much bigger than the VK and the VL. Obviously, when they went to VN, it was a brand new body shell, a lot larger car. The seats are a lot more hugging in this car, a lot more, they're firmer. The steering wheel feels a bigger diameter than what it was in the VK. But just, you hear that induction noise and gee whiz, I tell you what, it sounds fantastic. 6-speed gearbox, and the car just feels completely different. It's got a lot longer legs than the VK. The response with the engine's amazing, with fuel injection, different heads, different cam, all that sort of stuff. Plenty of torque, and obviously a completely different ride than the VK Group A. It seems a lot more sure-footed. The ride's a lot nicer, even though it's firm. It's definitely a lot nicer. Great instrumentation. And yeah, just completely different car to drive. This is, you can see why these things went so well, and you know, with the likes of Wyn Percy and Alan Grice, and plus you had guys like Bradley Jones race these cars, and then Peter Brock came back to Holden and he got in the Mobil VN. So look, they're a great car, and this is a lot of fun to drive. So we hope you enjoyed this video, and please in the comments let us know which Group A you prefer, either the VK or the VN. Now both these cars are coming up at Grays at auction, so if you'd like some more information, give us a call on 1300 Classic or shoot us an email to classic@grays.com.au. So if you'd like to keep up with everything that's happening in our classic car and bike department, why don't you join our Facebook page, Grays Classics Cars and Bikes. And also, if you'd like to keep up to date with the videos we do at Grays on classic cars and bikes, subscribe to our YouTube channel.